good, everybody? It is Friday, June 16th, 2023. This is The Early Edge, your daily sports betting brand of record. We are powered, as always, by the almighty SportsLine, the best value in all sports betting. And it is not close. Now, it's the start of Father's Day weekend, where we're allowed to do whatever we want to do. And it starts right here on The Early Edge. Now, a little housekeeping before I bring in the stars of the show. Yesterday, one of those days, I didn't help at all. 0-1-1. Koepka couldn't hold on at the end over Cantlay. But Mikey B, solid. We still had a winning day. 7-3-2. We're a crew for a reason. Now, I told you we're taking over everywhere. And our daily schedule on CBS Sports HQ, you can get more best bets, more analysis, a little something like this. Zach Attack, he's on the 6 o'clock hour, which you know is branded SportsLine. And then you want a little live betting? How about two of the absolute very best? Our 5-tool player, AB. And, of course, M Squared, our resident genius, on the show at 8 o'clock Eastern as well. Now, sometimes you arrive at this day, you might be feeling a little bit down, not feeling like yourself. Well, I got to tell you, this is not the day to be down. We've got live second-round coverage of the U.S. Open. We have the start of the College World Series. We have a full slate of Major League Baseball. Hell, if you want to pick on the European qualifiers, Buckus has you covered at SportsLine. But you got to be a SportsLine member. But with all of that starting today, is there a better time to start Big Pick Energy Friday? Let's go!
Let's go!
Oh, that feels so good. Jim, what are you doing?
Rally towels, baby. Let's go.
Look at my seat. I went down like 6 inches. Oh, my God. Oh, we're a mess this morning. But damn it, it's fun. And, man, do we love doing this so much. Oh, Mikey, don't go over the top. Do not go over the top. Do not go over the top. Good morning to three of my very best. M Squared, the counselor. And good morning to Chip Patterson. Good morning, Chip.
Good morning, Coach. Good morning, M Squared. Good morning, counselor. Good morning, Early Edge fam. Yes, happy early Father's Day to all the papas out there. And look, it's like a time-honored tradition. You got Sunday. You're sweating your U.S. Open futures, and like one bogey turns a T10 into not a T10. Oh, man, it's a great experience, and very happy to kick off the weekend with all y'all.
Oh, man, we love it so much. All three of you and myself, let's get it going. And I told you, it's live second-round coverage today, and that's what we're going to lean into for our marquee matchup segment. A little bit different today. Here are the live numbers, and they're just getting ready to start the second round. So, counselor, I'm going to start with you. These are the odds, the live odds. Rory, solid yesterday, 5 under. Wyndham Clark had a great day. Ricky Fowler, how about tying Xander with that 62? And then Scotty Scheffler at plus 650. If you were to bet it live, what would you do?
Well, a couple things here. Of these four, I'd probably go with Scotty Scheffler at plus 650. I think given his round one performance, what he did with the putter specifically, which was sort of his downfall over the last handful of tournaments, I think plus 650 is a fair number. But I'll tell you this, I was on HQ last night and I gave out two names that are much longer shots. They're both at -1. So that's like 7 shots back. So they've got some work to do. But it's Cameron Smith at 65-1, 55-1 in some places as well. And then Victor Hovland at around 35-1. Those would be the two longer shots I'd take. But out of those four on the graphic, I think I'm going with Scotty Scheffler at plus 650.
Victor Hovland did very Victor Hovland things yesterday. He was over par early and really fought back. So I could see him because the pins are going to be tough today. Understand, today will not be yesterday. M Squared, I'm coming to you. What do you like?
For me, it's going to be Ricky Fowler. He's who I was on to start the tournament, plus 5,000, plus 5,300. I'm going to stay with him here. I really like Ricky Fowler's game and where it's at right now. I think you're still getting a pretty big discount on it. You see him mention the putter for Scotty Scheffler. That was very positive to see for him. Ricky Fowler obviously was very good with the putter yesterday as well. Also tee to green. I'm going to roll with Ricky Fowler here. I wouldn't necessarily jump in at this price point because I've already got a lot of exposure to it. But I do think he is going to still be in contention come Sunday.
Last night, there was a quote from Butch Harmon, who he has gone back to as his coach, his original first coach. They said, is Ricky close to where he was before when he was playing at a high level? Remember that one year he had top fives in every single major? And Butch said, quote, he's better. Chip, talk to me.
I 100% believe it. I was there at Pinehurst at 2014 when Martin Keimer was playing one tournament and then Ricky Fowler won the other tournament. That's like he is 100% better even than there. But I'm going to go with Scotty Scheffler here because you start to see things progress. And the way that Scotty works himself through the tournament, he is not always going to be your go super low early guy. He tends to get better as the tournament progresses. And so of the group here, I'm going to ride with the counselor here. I'm going to go with Scotty Scheffler.
And I'm riding with you as well. In fact, Scheffler is one of my official plays later in the show because to your point, it's been since October since he has finished outside of the top 12. The last 2 years, top 10s at the U.S. Open. The man just figures out a way. He just figures out a way to Chip's point. All right, now we're going to get back into baseball in a second, but as you know, we're taking over every single day. I'm going to pound it into your heads until you get it through those thick skulls. Like, why haven't you hit the like button yet? Come on. We're also here every day.
Get breaking news.
Big news coming out of the NFL today.
Highlights and instant reactions.
The largest final round comeback in tour championship history. We're down to the final four.
I just want to take time to analyze greatness.
Talk winners and losers with a guy who's already a big winner.
CBS Sports HQ. It's all sports all day long.
I love seeing my man Chris Hassel at the end of that promo every single time. He's a great anchor over at CBS Sports HQ. Now, when you say please and thank you to the coach, how can I not take your question? So I'm coming to you, counselor. John wants to know, can I get your thoughts on the 3-ball with Munoz, Sebastian plus 170 over last week's champion Nick Taylor and Taylor Montgomery?
No, I don't think so. I'm a fan of fading Taylor Montgomery. I think Munoz is too much of an unknown, and I think Nick Taylor, he showed he was pretty consistent yesterday. No real hangover, so I don't think I like Munoz. It's a nice number, but I wouldn't take it.
Real quick, your thoughts on that one, Mikey?
Yeah, probably something I would avoid personally. If you like Munoz in something, I would look for a head-to-head matchup somewhere and not include those two in the 3-ball personally. So
yeah, there you go. All right, Chip, I'm coming to you. We're going to play a little Pick the Prop. We love this. And this is more than a guess. I mean, we hit this all of the time. There are numbers to support this every single day. So here are our selections today. Matt Olson plus 200. He had one that's still going. Kyle Tucker plus 360. Mike Trout plus 380 with a tip of the cap to one of the great runs in baseball history from, as Buckets calls him, Shohei Ohtani. Again, went yard again last night. So, Chip, where are we going today? Pick the prop.
Oh, let's go with the big number. Let's go with Mike Trout plus 380, and I am just going to put my hand in M Square's cookie jar. Hopefully it doesn't get snapped because of these 3 batters. What do we have? One at home, and one on the road, and that is Mike Trout. And as M Squared has told you time and time and time again, when you've got that road team, you've got that guaranteed 9th inning, and so you've got a little bit of an edge. So I'll go with Mike Trout on the road.
Hashtag educate and entertain. Knowledge is power. What does M Square say all the time? Chip just told you. Do you have your paper? Do you have your pencil or pen? Tell you all the time. Let's go. M Squared coming to you.
I am also headed to Mike Trout. I like him on the road in Kansas City here. Not the best environment to hit home runs. However, the weather is still very, very good. Very warm, 85 degrees, low air density. Going to still play like a pretty good hitter's environment overall. But I like the matchup with Brady Singer. Brady Singer is unique because he does have some strikeout upside, but he only throws 2 pitches, literally. 93% of his pitches are the sinker and slider, 53% and 40%. When you give that kind of information to a guy like Mike Trout and knowing that he's only going to see 2 pitches, I think this is a great spot to back him here. Singer's given up 9 home runs on those 2 pitches this season. I think he gives up another one tonight to Mike Trout.
All right. Very good. Counselor, what say you, big boy?
You know, I was waffling between Mike Trout and Matt Olson, and I don't want to go 3 for 3 here. I do like Mike Trout, even though he hasn't hit a home run in a little bit. But I'm going to go with Matt Olson. He had a home run yesterday that you referenced, Coach. He may have a home run today. He's going up against Lamet, who's just not very good. I wonder how many bats he's going to get against Lamet. Lamet only might be in there for 3 or 4 innings, because over his last 11 innings, he's allowed 19 hits, 10 runs. Not very good. And those aren't to necessarily great hitting teams. So even though I don't like the number and I like the Trout number better, I'm going with Matt Olson.
All right. Very, very good. By the way, speaking of Kansas City last night, we would be remiss, Mikey, if we didn't mention the Chiefs getting their Super Bowl rings. And you talk about a legend on Twitter. Did you see what Patrick Mahomes did to Jamar Chase? Did you guys see that?
Yes.
They were talking about Joe Burrow wants to be as good as the best quarterback in football. And he says, I think it's Patrick Mahomes. And Jamar Chase said, Patrick who? And so Patrick Mahomes on Twitter had a little picture with his hand up to his face with 2 big rings on it. He says, this guy. It was savage. It was savage. Yes, counselor.
Just a real countdown check. We are 83 days away from NFL kicking off and 71 from college football kicking off. Let's go.
Woo! Counselor coming in and getting my blood pumping. Okay.
It's what we do. It is simply what we do. It doesn't matter who it is. He's the countdown guy. He's the genius. Chip's the energy. We all have a role to play on a team, which is exactly what we are. All over the place here at CBS. I don't know what this means, but Raving says, see ya, I loved you in House Party. Are you look like somebody today? I don't know. I don't get that.
I don't get that reference either, although I think I've seen that movie, so maybe we'll have to go back and check it.
Yeah, you're usually all over the movie references. That's your thing.
That is an obscure reference.
I know. I can't wait to see the T-shirts that you're going to have come out with all the things you say here on the show. What is going to be the first counselor T-shirt? What's going to be the first M Squared T-shirt? The first Chip T-shirt? We're working. But it's about the here and it's about the now. It's a very golf-heavy show today, but as I mentioned, if you want some soccer picks, we have them up at SportsLine. Use a promo code TROPHY. If you're not a member, TROPHY. And I'll give you the first month for one single solitary dollar. Then after that, you're going to spend $10 to get all my guys, all my crew members, all my analysis, all the simulations, everything. We want to build the biggest, smartest, most educated sports betting community in the world. And we will not stop until we get there. So, M Squared, with that being said, it only feels right, doesn't it? On a Big Pick Energy Friday for you to go first exactly where you want to be. So if you don't mind, I'm fired up today. You know the drill, son. It doesn't matter if it's the second round of the U.S. Open, whether we're doing live bets tonight, or if it's straight up Major League Baseball. It simply doesn't matter. He's our resident genius for a reason. So M Squared, if you don't mind, please. Give it to me.
All right, Major League Baseball, it is today. We're going Cardinals and Mets, 2 teams that if you're a fan of these teams, you probably aren't enjoying baseball much this season. Both of these teams have drastically underperformed. I like the Cardinals today, though. I have them winning 55% of simulations, meaning this line should be closer to minus 122. I really want to pick on Tyler McGill a little bit here. I do not like how much he relies on his fastball. You've seen the theme here. We like to pick on pitchers who rely too heavily on their fastball when the fastball is not anything special. He's throwing this four-seam fastball 50% of the time, and it's well below Major League Baseball average. The expected weighted on base average on this, 422. He also has not been good on the slider, the pitch that he throws the next most often. When you look at the St. Louis Cardinals team, as much as they have struggled, they are still a top 10 offense against both left and right-handed pitching. We get the righty to start the game here. One thing that they do really well is they actually still have the ability to draw walks because they've got guys like Goldschmidt and Arenado in there who are opposing at the plate no matter how much the team is struggling. They strike out below average, which is obviously correlated to them walking a little bit more than average. Miles Michaelis on the other side catches a break. No Pete Alonso in the lineup still for the Mets. We also have a little chance of a delay in this one. We have some weather issues to worry about. I think the delay only helps the Cardinals side here. Give me St. Louis minus 110.
Just let it all wash over you. Just take it all in. Just take it all in. All right. Mikey, as always, phenomenal. All right, now we do have one from SportsLine itself. It's a little juicy, but I absolutely love it because I like having that little extra to play with. So Matty Severance has a play at SportsLine. Yes, there's been a Matt Severance sighting. We're going to go with the Chicago Cubs at home, plus 1.5, little juicy, minus 178 or in that range, but they just swept the Pirates. They scored 28 runs in 3 games. They are really hitting the fastball well, and Kyle Hendricks pitches much better at Wrigley Field. So we'll take the Cubs on the run line, plus 1.5, minus 178, courtesy of Matty Severance. All right, see you, Nejad. You and I and Patrick and Steve Scott got off to a really good start. Can you please enlighten the people on what we've already hit from the U.S. Open, please?
Oh, well, if you're familiar with the first round leader bet, which we hit all the time somehow, we hit Xander Schauffele at 35-1. We had to split it with Ricky Fowler. So you are up 1750 units on the first round leader to play with, maybe on a couple of bets that I'm about to offer, Coach. And I'll just go ahead and kick it off. I've got 2 golf bets for you. We told you it was going to be golf intensive, but I do want to note most of the baseball games start at 7 o'clock or later. I'm likely to have a first 5 bet later on in the day, so please stay tuned for that. I'm going to kick it off with one of my leans yesterday. If you recall, I had a lean. It was Mito Pereira over Emiliano Grillo and Fernandez de Oliveira. And that came in. I don't just say that to pat myself on the back. I mean, I kind of do. But I also say it because that's my play today as well. We're going right back to Mito Pereira, who was much better than Fernandez and Grillo yesterday. I expect him to be much better today, too, because if you watch the early wedge, you know I liked Mito Pereira coming into this tournament. He gained significantly yesterday ball striking. He lost 2 full strokes with the putter. He should have a much better score. So I expect him to really do some damage today in a good way. So give me Mito Pereira minus 120 over Grillo and Fernandez. By the way, this 3-ball was pulled off of DraftKings for some reason. It was up there last night. It was pulled off this morning. It's at Caesars. It's at some other non-conventional books as well. So you can still get this 3-ball at a lot of different places. But if you are on DraftKings and you just missed out on this bet because they pulled it off for some reason, 2 things. 1, check to see if they put it back. And the other thing is I have a bet for you from DraftKings. So we have a 2-ball, a matchup, Bryson DeChambeau minus 120 over Justin Thomas. Again, that's at DraftKings, some other places too, but I didn't want the DraftKings people to miss out on a bet. I like Bryson a lot. Going into this tournament, he was one of my first round leaders as well, played really well. He gained across the board yesterday, which is pretty telling. He gained, again, off the tee, approach, around the green with the putter. Justin Thomas, as you might expect, lost across the board yesterday other than the around the green play. Justin Thomas just hasn't been right this entire year. Bryson is trending. Minus 120 is a great number. Take it.
Just so good. Just so good. See Nejad, the counselor, by the way. In the chat. Where did it go? It's too many people. I would never say that. But, there you go. Chad says, C has quickly become not only my go-to capper, but one of the best sports personalities out here doing it.
He's been that way. Y'all are just finding out. Come on.
I know.
Thank you.
I know.
Thank
He
you.
is one of the best. We're putting together a hell of a team. One hell of a team. Now, I'm going to go next. I have 3 big picks for you. Now, first in baseball, A's plus 1.5, minus 133. Everybody's sleeping on the A's right now. They're playing maybe the best baseball in all of the major leagues. They covered on the run line last night. They just swept the Pirates, and they're playing really good. They're at home against the Phillies, and you're going to give me this at minus 133? I have to take it. Then I have 2 golf plays, and the benefit to having the U.S. Open at the LACC is that the morning starts later. So this one starts in the next 50 minutes. We're going to run it back because Brooks Koepka will not have another +1 day. That won't happen today. So we're going to go Brooks Koepka minus 115 over Patrick Cantlay. I told you yesterday, Cantlay's just not playing that well. To get to +1, he had to play well late in his round. Today, it's going to be harder pins, a much harder day. He's not driving it great. I love Koepka today. Then, afternoon, we're going back to the well. You're going to give me Scotty Scheffler against anybody at minus 130, I'll take it over John Rahm. Did you watch John Rahm yesterday? That might have been the best -1 round you'll ever see in your life. He drove it all over the yard. Today, if he does that same thing, he'll shoot a 75 because the pins are going to be tucked around bunkers and in places you can't get to out of the rough. So give me Scotty Scheffler minus 130 over John Rahm. Now, for those of you that watch this show, you know the order. But it's not just any order on Friday. This is Chip's spot. He brings it like nobody else in the business. So, Chip, if you don't mind, sir, floor is yours.
Let's take a trip back to the last major championship. I showed up on a Big Pick Energy Friday, and I was like, you know what? I think that this golfer, the guts of his round were still strong enough. And before I introduced my pick, we got to hear Nejad come out and say, right now at the value, I think Brooks Koepka is a really good play. And I was like, wow, if Sia's on it, I got to feel good about it too. Brooks Koepka cashed in that 3-ball in round 2. And for Sia, if you listen to him, you cashed big when he went on to win. And there was another long shot that Sia mentioned. It was Cameron Smith. And when he just mentions that, I'm like, hey, look who's feeling better about his round 2 3-ball. Because we are going with Cameron Smith plus 124 over Matt Fitzpatrick and Sam Bennett. Got this one over at Caesars. It tees off at 11:02 Eastern time. So go ahead and snap that up while you can. Love the plus value on Cam Smith. And here's why. He was like 4 bad shots away, or 4 bad shots and one really messy around the green from being up here in the top 10. He made a mess of number 6. He had a bad drive on number 13, a little off on his approaches on 3 and 18. But that's the difference between being T25 and being sitting right there in the top 10, just a couple strokes off the lead. We are talking about someone with 3 top 10 finishes and, of course, the Open Championship win in his last 6 major championship starts. They always flash that sign on the screen about, Scotty Scheffler is this much under power in the last however many majors, and Cam Smith is right there too. I anticipate that he will have a better round. And then what I saw from Matt Fitzpatrick, I think is not going to intimidate me. And I believe that Sam Bennett, you pluck that boy out of the South, he's got to come back to earth at some point. Bermuda Bennett, I don't think is going to be able to ruin this one. So give me Cam Smith, little plus money over Matt Fitzpatrick and Sam Bennett.
Chip, what would you think about your face on a sweatshirt with just guts coming out? I mean, that'd be amazing. That would be amazing. A couple of things from the chat. Mikey, Brooks minus 124 over Rory today. Your thoughts?
That's going to be a stay away from me. Rory actually played very, very well. I'll stay away from that one. I disagree with the fate of Justin Thomas in certain matchups. I don't like him against Bryson, but I do like him against Sungjae.
Awesome. See ya. Do you like Scheffler in a 3-ball over Morikawa and Homa plus 100?
I don't love it. Scheffler's the best in the world, but both of those guys in 18 holes could have a good round. Morikawa hasn't been bad. So no, I think I'd probably stay away from that. If it was plus 120, plus 125, which it probably would never be with Scheffler, I would probably think about it, but it's a stay away from me. By the way, 2 great movie references. Wayne's World from Chip and House Party from the chat. We are rocking and rolling with 90s movie trivia.
Chip, I don't know how much you deep dived into the College World Series yet, but Justin would like to know Oral Roberts or TCU today at 2 p.m. Eastern time. Any thoughts?
I would lean TCU. I will admit that is mostly tailing other smart people. I haven't run the full Chipalytics on that, so definitely still get in and do your own research. But my lean right there would be to go TCU over Oral Roberts.
If you want more College World Series picks, you can go to our feed, Early Edge and 5 from yesterday, and there's picks there. AB had them for you. So take the time, go back and watch the show. Now, today at exactly 4:30 p.m. Eastern time, Sia will drop his Major League Baseball pick in the feed. Then at 5 p.m. Eastern time, somebody asked about a PFL pick. Yes, I will be doing all of the betting as I always do for the PFL tonight. It's PFL 5. So we'll drop a pick at 5 p.m. Eastern time, and then we start our pre-show at 6 p.m. Eastern time. I told you, we're everywhere. Just what we do. You can't stop us. We're like a train. Get out.
Choo-choo!
Damn right. Grab your paper. Grab your pencil. Here is the recap, courtesy of the snake on the 1s and the 2s. The counselor, Mia Pereira, minus 120 over Emiliano and Fernandez de la Oliveira. And then Bryson over JT, who once again another over par round on Thursday. Can he get going in the right direction? Then M² 1 play today. Cardinals, money line, minus 110. Then, if you're going to cash with me, we're going to do it this way. The A's on the run line. It's a late game tonight, 9:40 Eastern, plus 1.5, minus 133. And then 2 head-to-head matchups. early. Kepka over Cantlay. Get it in right now. They're going to tee off at 11:13 a.m. Eastern time. And then Scotty Scheffler over John Rahm. That's an afternoon match, so you got plenty of time for that. Minus 130. Then Chip, one big play. We're going 3-ball. Cam Smith plus 124 over Matthew Fitzpatrick, who really struggled yesterday in my pick, and Sam Bennett. If you don't know Sam Bennett, he's a really good player, but he's very, very young. He just turned pro. Had a good day yesterday, but it's hard to back that up when you're just getting started. And then one play from SportsLine itself. Our main man, Matty Severance. Cubs plus 1.5 at home. Afternoon game against the Orioles. Juicy, but we believe today the juice is most definitely worth the squeeze. I want you all to have a great weekend. I want you all to have a great day. I want you to pay it forward. If you see a scenario or an opportunity to help somebody out, do it today. It will come back to you tenfold. And with all that being said, there's only one thing left to do. And I believe you all know what that is. You've got your marching orders. Let's take all of these big pick energy picks straight to the pay window. My entire great level. M Square, Counselor, Chip, Snake, AB, Amazing Grace, EC, Buckets, Frick, Frack, everybody. We roll one all day long. We grind for you so we can win with you. It's truly what we're all about right here at the Early Edge. Good luck.